Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Wisdom Waves Wednesday, our weekly dose of insights, inspiration, and ideas that spark growth. I'm Swati Gupta, and today's session is super special because we are going to dive into the magical world of stories, imagination, and nurturing creativity in children. So, topic for today is ignite the writers in your own child. So, joining us is someone whose work flows effortlessly across different genres: historical fiction, rom coms, children literature, and editing some high profile publications. Yes, I'm talking about Harini Srinivasan. We welcome you, Harini. She is a former civil servant turned storyteller and editor of presidential speeches and author of Love Struck and Confused, which she has recently released in March, and other books like Adventure of Banban, The Curse of Oganna, and truly welcome Harini. Thank you so much for joining us live.
Thank you, Swati. Thank you for having me over.
And firstly, before we start, I want, especially Harini, I want you to tell our audience about the books you've written, about the whole idea of turning from just from an editor to a storyteller to a writer. How was the journey? I want you to tell us about that.
The journey has been extremely fascinating. As somebody who has loved books all her life, when you're a voracious reader, you would want to also write. And so it has been a dream since childhood to become a writer. But of course, I did other things in the middle. I was a civil servant. Then I left the government, worked in the private sector, have been an editor for donkey's years now, and worked in content management. And it's been this journey. So sometime,
Wow.
I think it was around 2018. So I've always been writing short stories and maybe a little bit of poetry since childhood.
Wow.
So I was lucky enough that in 2014, a short story that I was telling my son turned into a book. That was my first book.
Wow.
Raj. It's called Adventures of Banban. It's a very small story suitable for, say, the age group of 5 to 6 years old. Simple
Wow.
story, got published. But then I got into serious writing when I kind of, that was like a big kick saying, okay, what I wrote was accepted by a publisher. The turning point, if you say the one major book that I wrote was The Curse of Anuganga, which I consider my first formal adult kind of book, adult novel. That happened in
Hmm.
2019. And since then, it's
Wow.
been historical fiction, romantic comedies. I've written a novella. It's been a good journey so far and continuing, I hope.
Lovely, lovely. We wish you many more to come, certainly.
Thank you. Thank you.
So with that, why? And I want your pure perspective to it. So, why do you think it's important for kids to engage in storytelling or writing, for that matter, early on?
See, storytelling is extremely useful if you start off right at the beginning. We all believe in stories. It fosters our imagination, it fosters our
Yes,
creativity. We relate to stories. So the sooner you get
correct.
children involved into stories, the better. Because that
Hmm.
way it'll really sharpen their imagination, help them get a better perspective of things and relate to things, right, through stories.
Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
storytelling is as ancient as it can be. We have been telling stories, and through the stories and through life experiences are passed on through these stories.
Hmm.
And that
Hmm.
is what kind of will help children gain a better understanding of the world around them, as
Correct.
well as prepare them for you know the challenges of life. And in basically, if you're looking at, and it also helps them learn quicker, understand. They get a cultural understanding also, you can also talk about cultural understanding, because we all know stories of different cultures, and that sensitivity grows through that. And all these skills are actually important when you become an adult and you start working in the corporate,
Hmm.
in a public life. I wouldn't say corporate life, but in when you're uh, in the public sphere, in whichever job or whatever you're doing, all these skills actually help.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And if you look at stories, through the ages, knowledge has been passed on, right, through
Yeah.
these
Very
stories.
true.
So the sooner children get into the habit of reading stories, and then of course
Hmm.
writing and expressing themselves. See, writing is a very important skill. It is
Correct.
a form of communication that you're going to, and communicate we all must.
Hmm.
We
Absolutely.
do communicate no matter where we are. So
Hmm.
these two things are very important for a child, and it enhances the overall development of the child.
Very true, very true. So I completely agree with what you're saying, Harini. I just want to share a small incident over here. So I was always a very avid reader since my childhood because my mom was a avid
Hmm,
reader. So probably because of that, you inculcate the similar kind of habit as your parents.
true.
It is a very, very personal story, and I probably have not shared with anyone. So when my mom had cancer and she was like literally fighting from death, and she was in a pathetic condition, and obviously you had to stay in the hospital, you had no choice. During that time, that reading really helped me calm myself, gave me a break from the normal hustle bustle which was going in my brain. It was a very big stress buster for me,
That's
I
true.
would say.
Hmm.
So it really helped me. And when you said that when children start early, and it really helps them kids because it is a habit. It is
It's
something,
a habit, yeah.
if you feel that okay, let me become an adult, then I'll start reading, you would never be able to. So if I was not reading in my childhood, I probably would have not picked up books over there.
And definitely not in this time and age that we
Digital
live,
age.
where there is Netflix and the internet and
Absolutely.
OTT, whatever. Yeah.
True, very true. Because 10 minutes you leave the children rather than books, you will find them playing video games or, watching some movies or whatnot. So my next question is, what can parents do to encourage the love for reading at home? Because these days we just spoke about digital age, we just spoke about why children are not concentrating on reading. So if the children are not natural readers, how can we encourage the love for reading at home? Given like you have been reading to your son, and probably
Hmm.
you have, you have a good, I would say, you've always been a reader, a
Hmm.
voracious reader. So, what helped you, and how did you become that? What
How
you
did
are
I
now?
become a reader? I mean, see,
Yes.
how I became a reader was, well, thankfully, I did not grow up in this age and time. So I had no, I mean, when I grew up, there was nothing besides books, and
Yeah. True.
I used to read anything and everything, including
Mm.
covers pe jo what the text that used to be there, na, even that, if I couldn't find
Uh,
anything to read. So
wow.
reading has been something that was encouraged in my house, and
Hmm.
because of my parents, my grandparents, we were
Wow.
kind of exposed to literature of some sort, and
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
did not stop me from reading anything as
Yeah.
such. So I that's how I kind of got hooked to books, and I've been reading ever since. Now,
Hmm. Hmm.
my husband also happens to be a voracious reader, so it was
Wow.
just a given that we exposed our child to books from the start. Okay, so
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
started reading to my son when he was very, very young, and
Wow.
very young,
Hmm.
hardly
Hmm.
a few months, and then you expose them to these toddler books, and then you kind
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
up the scale. You
Yeah.
read out, and get them hooked to stories. Now,
Yeah.
because of the distractions of current day, it is possible, and it has happened to my son, that there was a
Hmm.
phase when he kind of went off books. But
Yeah.
I am
I'm
very, very
sure.
happy to say that
Hmm.
once you start them young, it comes back to them. And
Yes.
one tip that I would say is, don't try to restrict what they're
Hmm.
reading. If these days, like I'm just taking the example of my son. There was a phase when he would read only one type of books and all these series.
Hmm.
It was called Dragon Masters. I don't even know what it was called. So
Yeah.
one of those that, and he was into this phase.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, yes, I would have loved to introduce other kind of literature to
Correct.
him, but I did not stop him. And that really
Hmm.
helped because over the last 1.5 years, he has gotten extremely interested. He's
Wow.
15, 16 years old now, and he's got
Hmm.
extremely interested in classics. So now he
Wow.
has read all these classics like Count of Monte Cristo and, what is that Victor Hugo's book? Oof, I forget the name. Anyway, all these classics, he has
Hmm.
gotten
Hmm.
hooked to it. So
Wow.
it's just a matter of, and there's a phase where he reads a lot of nonfiction. So it's just that expose them to anything and get
Anything.
them to just encourage them to read. It doesn't
Wow.
matter what they read. And one
Hmm.
habit that
Hmm.
I'm very happy that he's carrying on is
Yeah.
that he makes it a point to read at least a chapter or 4 or 5 pages at night every day. So it's become
Hmm.
a habit. So now I
Yes.
know that no matter what it is, he is going to continue reading. So
Hmm.
I think
Hmm. Hmm.
just expose the kids to as many books as possible, read to them, show
Yeah.
them probably by example, because when they see you reading, they will also pick up and read.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
all
Very
that,
true.
and once it becomes a habit, as you said, Swati, you don't lose it, right? You
Yeah,
don't,
absolutely.
yeah,
Because then it is subconsciously helping you read because you
yeah.
feel that is missing. You've not read today. You don't feel it is something like if you don't brush your teeth in the morning, you feel uncomfortable. Similarly, when you don't read before going to sleep, you feel so uncomfortable. There's so much
Yeah.
unrest. As soon as you read, you feel relaxed, and then you're having a sound sleep.
Yeah, and there are times when children try to go back and read the same book again and again. Don't stop them. Let them read the same book again and again.
Ah.
At one point, they will go and pick up another book once they get bored.
Correct. Correct. No, that's a very good idea because I've heard so many parents saying that he reads the same book, ma'am, same book would
Doesn't
khake padta hai, but that's better. That's fine.
It's okay.
He's
It's
enjoying
okay. It's
them.
just
That's
it
good.
becomes a habit. It becomes a habit, and once it becomes a habit, they'll continue it for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the best part of books and literature is every time you comprehend it differently. So first time when you would have read, you would have comprehended in a different manner. Whereas the ways you read it to the third time, you would have a different
Completely
take to it.
completely agree, and also it depends on the age.
Hmm.
Like I'll give you this. I did English literature when I was in my college days, and we had Sons and Lovers by D.H. Lawrence as a
Wow.
prescribed text. Now
Oh.
when I read it at 18 or 17, 18, whatever I was at that time, uh, I understood it at one level, at one
Hmm.
way. But when I reread it sometime in my 40s, it just, the whole interpretation of
Should
this
changed.
text changed. So it's also about how you have evolved as a person, what life's
Obviously.
experience has taught you,
Hmm.
and then you go back and read the book. The same book seems like, okay, the author is trying to actually make this point, and
Yes.
maybe understand it in a better way because you've actually lived your life or you've
Wow.
experienced a few things. So, and it's about any book actually, any book that you pick
Hmm.
up, when you
Hmm.
reread it a few years later, then your own experiences color your interpretation of it.
Wow. That's so true. That is very, very true. So, let me ask this. So, when for kids, if suppose they want to write their own books, and these days everybody wants to become an author, and these days kids are also becoming great authors and they're
Yeah,
writing really well.
yeah.
So, where do you think they should begin with? Since you are in a space, I think you're doing your own consulting also. So, I
Hmm.
want you to tell our audience about that as well. That okay, can you help, or where do you think the children should start with?
Number one, read, because you
Hmm.
cannot write unless you read. Okay,
Hmm.
so once
Agree.
you've read a set of books, and I know that a lot of parents, I mean, I've spoken to a few parents who have just come and told me, oh, he has an idea, but it's too similar to an existing book, which is fine, because we have exhausted all original ideas. So
Yeah, very true. That is true
yeah, the
also.
same.
That's very
It's
true.
true. It's true.
Hmm.
So it's okay if the kid wants to express a similar story to what he or
Hmm.
she has already read, or what resonated with him or her. So
Hmm.
let the child read, and I think around 5, 6, they have vivid imaginations. If they want to
Correct.
start writing at that time, it's fine. maybe I think they say around 8 years old is when they start penning down, but you have some kids who are quicker than that, earlier than
Correct.
that. So let them,
Hmm.
so just encourage them to write down a small essay, and that's what we do in school, right? In school, they say my house, my whatever. You have these small write-ups, so that's your beginning, and then
Hmm.
they get them to kind of, if they really want to explore it further, let them kind of start writing. I mean,
Hmm.
there is no
Hmm.
age for it,
There's
actually,
no age for
Swati.
it.
There is no
Hmm.
age for it.
Hmm. And how can this really start? Like, once they like, what are the things? Since you have written couple of books, so what are the first, maybe first top three things which you feel that you should keep in mind while you're writing a book?
See, this is, I mean, the top three things to while writing a book. There are more than three things, actually. But if I were to write a story, if somebody was to write a short story, somewhere the plot of the story would be in the mind, and what's then you basically need to examine. And maybe this is not a, a correct answer for somebody very young, as say 8 years old, but
Hmm.
somebody who's 12, 13 who wants to write, I think this will make more sense to them. If you want
Yeah.
to tell a story, what is the germ of a story? Is it a character that you want to base your story on? Is it something
Hmm.
that you look on in your own life? So you kind of have an idea. So based on that idea, you can work out what your main characters is going to be, the main outline of a plot, and then you start writing. So I think the first thing that you kind of start looking at would be the plot and character. And once you
Wow.
do that, just chop that down, and from that you kind of make the
Right.
entire story out.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah.
again,
So
see,
these are.
writing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Please. Please. Please
Uh,
go ahead.
See, writing requires a little bit of practice. Actually,
Hmm.
a lot of practice. So then you
Correct.
you need to sit down, and it requires discipline. So
Hmm.
and at the same time, the child should read as much as he or she can, because you suddenly see, because that not only hones your skill of writing, it also
Yeah.
gives you more ideas. Something just clicks
Hmm.
the more
Yeah.
books you read. I think I keep
Correct.
coming back to that. You have to read a lot. Yeah.
No, absolutely. That makes so much of sense because this is the way you said about the plot, the characters. It's like you're creating a mind map for yourself. Because if you don't have
Hmm.
that, your story and your thoughts are going to go haywire. So I think that rough draft, or
Actually,
probably that.
good you mentioned the mind map, because that's in my sessions that I take with children. I start off with exactly the mind map,
Hmm,
which has the
hmm.
five W's:
Yes,
who, why, where, what, when,
absolutely.
and when does
When?
the story take place. So
Correct.
that is going to drive your entire plot and your characters, and then you go on to writing.
Correct, correct, correct. Wow, wow. So, what's different about writing for children vis-a-vis just the way you written the Love Struck and Confused?
Love Struck and Confused also, I think you can say it is for young adults, so it's not necessarily a very old audience. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
that writing, see, there is no difference. It's just
Hmm,
the writing process remains the same. It is
correct.
the germ of the idea that you have. You need to be clear
Hmm,
in your head as to who is your audience, target audience. When I
correct.
was writing Adventures of Banban, that was a story I was telling my son. So my target audience was a 5-year old. Okay. Now,
Correct.
obviously, when I was writing Love Struck and Confused, it was just a story that I had, which I wanted to tell for anyone between the age group. I mean, of say 16, 17 to a 40-year-old, because it's just a story,
Correct.
because there is
Hmm,
no age for a particular story. So there is
hmm.
so in the writing style, actually is no difference. The
Okay.
writing, no, I mean, when I sorry, I shouldn't be saying writing style. The writing process is no different. The style is
Hmm.
different. The kind of words,
Yeah, yeah.
vocabulary that you use, the way you structure the story is going to be different based on
Same.
your age
Hmm.
group. But
Hmm.
the process for a writer back, behind the scenes is the same. Is exactly the same.
Correct, correct, correct. So if you do you write like two books together, or do you? So I have like this is my it's been my personal experience also, because when I started writing, I love to write two books together because sometimes it's my personal feeling. Obviously, everybody is different. So when I was writing a parenting book, I combined it with a child's book. because I wanted to keep both the parent and the child psychology intact. And I realized after 10 days of writing continuously for parenting that it was too much for me, because I was too much into it and I needed a break. And if I had taken a written break, it would have been a long break. That's why I started writing a child's book. So, what has been your experience in this regard?
Swati, you're the first person I've met who does this, because this resonates completely with me, because that's my writing process also. See, I
Okay.
love historical fiction. I am a
Hmm.
major historical fiction buff. So my two historical mysteries that I've written, The Curse of Anuganga and Shadows and Secrets, are both set in ancient India. So this is
Wow.
basically for 5th century CE
Yeah,
in the Gupta period. So as a result, writing historical fiction requires an immense amount of research, right? And at
absolutely.
the
I
same
agree.
time, I don't think I've mentioned it in this particular conversation, but writing requires a lot of discipline and consistency. So I
Hmm.
have kind of made it a point, a habit, to write a certain set number of words daily, no matter what happens. So when
Right.
you have to meet your daily target, okay, I have to continue writing. But when you're researching on a subject as deep and as vast as that particular period,
Very
there are
true.
days obviously the story doesn't go, and because you're all you're reading is different journal articles or books, textbooks, so to say, history books basically. So
Hmm.
to meet
Hmm.
my the X Factor and Love Struck and Confused have happened because I was busy researching the historical fiction. So that is
Wow.
when, so I do land up writing two books at the same time. There
Hmm.
is the research going on. Sometimes the research is also started. So I do have two files open on my computer. One would be the historical fiction that I'm working on, and then the rom com. The reason I started writing romantic comedies was exactly that, because I wanted to meet my word target, daily
Ah.
word count, without, and it's easier. It's like it's contemporary. You're writing about something that's happening in present
Correct.
day times.
Ah.
So I don't
Ah.
require that kind of detailed, intensive research.
Correct. 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 So the
But not
same thing
many
happened
people
with
write
me.
like that. But not many people write like that. The
Yeah.
most
I
authors that I've spoken to are just focused on one book.
no, so for me it was very tricky because the you rightly said you spoke about historical fiction. So for me it was absolutely non-fiction. When I'm talking about parenting, I had to
Hmm.
go deep into the complete pediatrics department. I wanted to do research. I wanted a lot of science backed research work, because I
Hmm,
did
hmm,
not just
hmm.
want to have just a random book. I was very particular. No, this is going to be more of factual books. Why? If this happens, there has to be a reason why it happens. It just cannot be random. So because of that, I did a lot of research, but it was very exhausting for me. More than anything else, it was taking a toll on my health, and I was feeling that am I not good enough? And that's when I started children's book. And when I used to write that, I used to feel very happy because obviously that was a fiction book. I could go anywhere in this world. Because my imagination could go anywhere. So that was a good break in terms of me as a human being than anything else. So I'm so glad that you also do in a similar manner. I was thinking that I'm only crazy or bonkers. So wow, that comes to our next question. So do you think screen time has impacted storytelling skills, and how do we balance it? Because when we talk about storytelling, the way we or you say a story, or we narrate a story, vis-a-vis when we read a story, vis-a-vis when we watch a story.
Yes, it has impacted. Every author these days wants their shows to be on Netflix, right? So as a
Absolutely.
result, I've heard from people in publishing that more and more people are writing a story not necessarily for the written medium, but to tell the story so that it gets picked up for an OTT
Yeah.
platform or a movie.
Yeah.
So that
Even I've
has
heard that.
impacted it, and rather, I would think it's a little negative, because if you love books, because then there is this kind of structure that you need to follow. And
Correct.
yes, you need to show, not tell. That is there, because you
Correct.
are visualizing and you're creating an entire fictional, fictitious world in which
Around
you
you.
want the reader to around you, which you want the reader to kind of immerse himself or herself
Correct.
in,
Absolutely.
right? So for that, you need to kind of be vivid in your descriptions and
Hmm.
convey your imagination to the reader. But
Hmm.
these days, what's happening is they just want it to want it to be shown on the screen. So they've started writing it more like a screenplay, I
Screenplay.
guess. So
Yeah, yeah.
it has impacted.
It has. It has.
Hmm.
And finally, now this is the last one. Are there any Indian authors, Indian children authors, or books you would recommend to parents?
Children authors. There is,
Like
I,
your like something similar to your zone as well, like the last written you've written for teenagers, or
see,
more.
young adult. There is Anjali Wajid who writes a lot for the young adult thing, and she's very good. So that's
Okay.
her. That's one name. Uh, there is Anushka Ravishankar. I
Hmm.
remember reading her
Hmm.
book some years ago. I mean, see, I was more in touch with the children's book
I'm
market when my
sure.
son was younger. But
So help
Anushka
us with some
Ravishankar was
children
very
books
good.
which can help us understand.
See, I need to think about this. This is something I don't think I'll be able to answer it, but I can definitely share a list later because,
Sure, sure.
yeah,
Huh. Yeah, sure, sure. Absolutely. And lastly, so what advice would you give to the young writer who wants to publish a book someday?
read a lot,
Hmm.
write daily, okay, and revise your work because
Wow.
your first draft is never good. I mean, anybody's first draft is not good enough. Okay, that is a given. So it is a lot about rewriting. So it's like read, write, rewrite. So this is, I think, the mantra that everybody should kind of
Hmm.
remember if they are
I
getting
agree.
into it,
Hmm.
because that's what writing is all about. It
Hmm.
requires a
Hmm.
lot of consistency and dedication
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
go about it.
Very, very true. Very true. That is so true. So that finishes our questions. Thank you so much for answering them. Now I have a small rapid fire fun round for you. So are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Favorite children's book for you while growing up?
Enid Blyton.
Oh, mine
And
also.
later, yeah, Enid Blyton, I think that's what I grew up on. After that, it was Agatha Christie, Georgette Heyer. So,
Ah, my daughter's reading Augusta Christie.
mhm.
Bun Bun or historical fiction? Which was more
Historical
fun to
fiction.
write? Ah, I,
Historical fiction.
I got to know because you said you really love that. So you're a morning writer or a night owl?
Morning.
Okay. A book you wish you had written?
That's a difficult question. There are too many books that I wish I had written. But
Name
I
at
can't
least
name
one
one.
which you feel that that person has not done justice, and probably you would have
Oh no
had
no
an.
no 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 no. There is then that not because I would that person hasn't done justice, but I wish I could write like that. I am going to name two writers. One is Kalki Krishnamurti. He writes entirely in Tamil. One of the greatest historical fiction writers that I have read. Okay,
Wow.
and I mean, you would have heard of him because Ponniyin Selvan, the
Ah,
movie, was
yes.
based on his books. On Ponniyin Selvan. Then there is Shivakami and Sabadan. He's written a lot of books. Basically, I wish
Hmm.
I could write like him. He's
Wow.
fantastic. Another author, again Indian, Saradindu Bandyopadhyay. Again, written both the Byomkesh Bakshi, the detective series, as well as historical fiction, and his historical fiction is amazing, outstanding.
Wow.
So I wish I could write like them, not because, but I'm not saying it that way that they haven't done justice to it.
Ha
Another
ha
Indian author that I've really enjoyed reading is S.L. Bhairappa, the Kannada
ha.
author. So his books also, brilliant
Wow.
writer. So yeah,
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, pen or paper or laptop?
laptop.
Okay. One word to describe love struck and confused.
One word. Hmm. It's a funny, light read. Yeah, So you'll
Okay.
enjoy it. It's a funny
Hmm.
light read. It's
Okay.
it's
So
it's
it's
it's a
it's
lot of
more
fun.
on comic kind of an end to it,
It's
humor
comedy.
and all
It's
that.
more comedy than romance.
Oh, lovely. Okay, perfect. That explains a lot of things. What is your comfort movie from your times?
My times define my times.
I mean, your
Okay.
childhood memory movie or something which you still feel that, oh, nowadays these movies are not something which I like
See,
or I.
I used to watch. I'm a huge old Hindi cinema buff. So even though they are not my times, 1950s movies were something that I really like. And just recently, I was watching Mr. and Mrs. 55, and I was having a lot of fun. Yes, so yeah, the 1950s Hindi cinema, but I was
Hmm.
not that old. I'm not from those times.
No, I did not mean that. I meant from the, I like mean from your experiences, which is your favorite, like one time favorite.
No one time favorite, but a lot of old 1950s, 60s movies.
Got it, got it, got it. Tea, coffee, or something else while writing.
Tea and coffee both.
Okay. If Bun Bun had a sidekick, what animal would it be?
Bun Bun has a sidekick and it is a rabbit only. So
Okay. So that finishes our rapid fire as well. Thank you so much, Harini. It was such an inspiring and heartwarming conversation. I had such a lovely
thank
time.
you. Thank you,
Thanks for
Swati. I
sharing
enjoyed
your
our
time,
conversation as
stories, and
well.
practical tips. It really, really, we loved it. I want you to show us all the books, which I'm sure you have it handy. So if you can please help us see.
Barring Bun Bun, which is out of print, unfortunately. Okay, I
Okay,
have all the other books.
okay.
This is Love Struck and Confused. It just
Wow.
came out
I
last
love
month.
I love the cover.
I love the cover. I love the cover and I like the story. I had a
Beautiful.
lot of fun writing it and I hope you guys read it also because and I think you'll enjoy it if you read it.
Certainly
That's
we will. I don't
okay.
doubt it.
This is Shadows and Secrets, the Patliputra
Oh, lovely.
conspiracy.
I think
My
who designs your cover? It's so beautiful.
I think my publishers have are engaging with some very good designers. I
I'm
must
sure
say
because
that.
they're so beautiful, so meaningful.
Yeah. So this is a mystery, historical mystery set in 500, 5th century, not 500. Okay, during
Hmm.
the Gupta period, and
Wow.
the best part about this book is that I discovered a lot about not only Indian history but world history while researching this, and so
Wow.
that somehow has come into this book. You know, so
Wow. Wow.
this is the X factor.
Oh,
This is
lovely.
my
I again
previous
love the cover.
romantic comedy. Again, the cover is excellent. The story is also good. Okay,
Okay.
so this is again
Lovely, lovely.
a fun tale, and this was my
So,
first book, and which I'm very fond of, The Curse of Anuganga, where I introduce
wow.
my detective Shaunaka. So both Curse of Anuganga and Shadows and Secrets are actually historical mysteries. So I have
Oh,
introduced a
lovely.
detective who then solves cases. I mean, it's not a Hercule Poirot kind of a book, but whatever detectives could do at that point in time.
Oh, lovely. So now I'm actually confused which one to start with because all of the four look like wow, I have to read kinds.
Thank you.
Lovely, 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 lovely. So, in case we want the links for the books, once I am putting this, so for the audience, once I'm putting this video up, I'm going to add Harini as a collaborator. So, Harini, if you can please add the links of
Sure.
the books so that it can help our audience find out where to get the books from. And
Sure.
thank you so much. I'm sure the parents and young creative minds watching this, they get loads of ideas. And just like Harini said, first, always follow the three-step, write, revise. Harini, can you please repeat the three steps?
Read, read,
Read, read, read,
write,
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 and revise.
and revise or rewrite.
Wow, rewrite, yes. Rewrite or revise. I'm sure we
In
will have
most
to.
cases, it's rewriting only.
Correct, correct. Absolutely, absolutely. So, thank you so much, Harini. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much for joining us.
Thank
It
you,
was very
Swati.
sweet of
Thank
you for
you.
joining, and we had an amazing conversation. You were superb. All the best for your books because I know it's going to do awesome. The kind of knowledge you have on table, the way you have researched, I'm sure everybody's going to love it, enjoy it, and it's going to be the
I hope
bestseller.
so.
And I don't doubt
Thank
it.
you. Thank you, Swati. Very, very kind of you. Yeah.
So thank you
Thank
everybody
you.
for joining in. That's very sweet. I'm going to put up the video, so don't worry if you have missed half conversation because I can see the chat window saying, "Ma'am, I've missed few of the pointers." Don't worry, I am going to upload it, and you can see it. So I like you. Okay, so there are some recommendations also. Thank you so much for sharing these recommendations, guys. That is very sweet of you. I have a few questions. I'm sorry I missed these questions. Harini, would you mind answering those questions?
No, no worries at all. We can
Okay,
answer them.
so there are a couple of questions actually. Just let me go one by one. I'm sorry, I did not see the questions. I thought they're just conversation coming. Okay. Okay, my 1 year old, how can I introduce reading to my 1 year old? That's the first question which has come. Do you want to share how can we introduce storytelling to a 1 year old?
Tell them stories. I mean, for 1 year olds also, there are a lot of books available, in the
Hmm.
market, and there are these picture books that you can pick up and just sit with them, and just the kid will get the kid used to all these touch and feel books. There are a lot of
Hmm.
these books for that particular age group. So you just
Yeah.
they start touching it. They started, the tactile thing. So then they kind of you introduce words like that, and you can kind of
Hmm.
make
Hmm.
stories,
Hmm.
get them into a habit that before you put them to bed, make them sleep, you kind of
Yeah.
sit with them with the books, probably tell them a story. When they're touching it, you're talking to them anyway. So then you
Hmm.
can
Hmm.
start telling the story. These picture books are very useful because these picture books, you are creating the story out of it because it just shows the story happening. There are no
Yeah.
words, and because you're telling them, they can kind of identify what is happening, and then they get used to it.
Correct, absolutely. So next question, Harini, is ma'am, I have written an historical fiction myself, but I'm not sure how can I find a publisher.
Okay. uh okay. Well, you will have to start querying for the publisher, but
Hmm.
and once you're ready with your historical fiction, there are publishers or there are agents that you'll need to reach out to, and that is a process that you have to take, you know put in some invest some energy in and do your
Yeah.
research as to who are there, who are the publishers who publish it, and then
Hmm.
approach them, and then all the best.
I was sure that was coming in. So
Yeah,
yes,
I mean, that's the part of it, and of course,
yeah, and that's a difficult part of it, and we have to
it's a
accept that
difficult part.
part. And there's something we have to follow up ourselves. There's nobody's going to run after us
No,
and
if
get
you
the
get
book.
if you get if you get an agent, it's perfect. There are agents also in the market, so if you can reach out to one of them and they accept the book, then that
Hmm.
makes it a little easier because then you have somebody else agenting for you. But if you don't manage to get an agent, and at that point in time, you have to do your best, what you can do to kind of push the book and see who accepts it.
Sure. So, ma'am, you've mentioned about the recommendation sharing. How can I get it? So I think Harini, you mentioned that you're going to share a
I
recommendation
will,
list.
yeah, what I'll do is Swati, after this, maybe tomorrow, I will share a list of books at least. And if you can tell me which age group you're looking at, I can give
So
you
over here, she has written I have two children. One is 7, another is 11.
Hmm. ठीक है.
So I think accordingly you can share that recommendation with us. I think that's more or less it. Rest are some questions which we have already discussed. So I think people were asking, and then we were just talking. So probably they've got those answered. So that's it. I mean, we are done.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Harini.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank
much, and thank
you.
you
Thank
everybody
you,
for
Swati.
raising
Thank you very
questions.
much. And thank you,
And
everybody.
see you in the next Wednesday Wisdom Waves.